All right, we are here live, New England Fan Fest 5, Providence, Rhode Island. I'm here with one of my favorite referees of all time, Jimmy Korderas. Mr. Korderas, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. Just happy to be here.
Now, we actually started our podcast last year at the New England Fan Fest. You were there. What's changed in a year for you? Like, just any big things that happened? Anything?
To me personally?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I keep our show up in Canada that we're doing called Aftermath, which is unfortunately only available in Canada because that's just the way the networks work up there. It's growing. We're getting a great following. It's people are happy with it. The station that we're on is happy with it. And we're looking at growing the brand and maybe bringing it to possibly radio and expanding the brand even more. But yeah, so hopefully people in the United States will be able to get to tune into it soon too.
Okay. So we are in the Northeast. It's home to tons of wrestling schools. Has there ever been a thought in your mind to have like a referee school, like to start something like that?
I think as far as refereeing goes into training and learning to referee, I think the best course of action for that would be more like in the seminar format as opposed to having a specific school for it, because there's more of a demand for people to learn how to become a professional wrestler as opposed to a professional wrestling referee. Not to say that people don't want to do it, but you can incorporate that into a regular wrestling school a lot easier than it is to open a school just for referees. So I would say, you know, seminars with experienced veteran referees would be probably the best course of action. Maybe some schools could bring people like myself or Billy Silverman, who's from this area, somebody like that, and you know, and just pick their brains. And it's good to get different opinions because although we're all on the same page pretty much, but there are still little nuances that everybody else has their own little thing, if you know what I mean.
So in the world of wrestling, there's been a ton of wrestlers, not as many referees. There's been maybe 100 referees that people know. You know, out of all of those, who do you consider the greatest referee of all time?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I mean, there's so many great ones, and from so many different companies. I mean, I look back to the old Mid-Atlantic days because when I started noticing referees, it was Tommy Young. Definitely, he's got to be on the list. Pick a Hebner, they're on the list. Yep. Local Timmy White, one of my mentors also, he's got to be on the list. There's just so many. You look at other places. You look down in Memphis, and there's Jerry Calhoun, who was great. You look down in Texas, and you got like David Manning down there, who was also great. So it's almost like everywhere you went, there were great referees. So to try and put one ahead of the others is just next to impossible.
You know, it's hard. I know. Now, as the referee, you put on the stripes, you get into the ring, and you know you've got to be a part of the match, but you've got to be out of the match as well. Yes. What is the most difficult part about being a referee?
I think that's exactly what you just said, because the referee, although he's an integral part of the match, he's obviously not a focal point of the match. The 2 or 4 men, the talent that is in the ring, they're the ones who are selling the tickets for people to come and watch. You're kind of like that supporting actor who helps tell the story without being the story. So that's the hardest part, is trying not to be overtly visible when you shouldn't be, and let the match tell the story as opposed to you trying to get yourself over.
Now, the last question we're going to ask you, it seems that there's some bad raps for referees out there that they don't always see things, or so. I mean, what is this? You know, if somebody gets hit and you've got your back turned and then you turn around, they're down. What's the thought process of a referee? Like, why do fans think that they don't always see everything that's going on out there?
Well, referees don't always see everything, but what fans have to realize that although you can speculate that something did happen, you didn't see it, so you can't say for sure. It's like it's. Let's put it this way. Let's say I'm an umpire in baseball and I'm standing behind the plate. Here comes the pitch. I get something in my eye and the pitch crosses the plate. Can I call it a ball or a strike even though I didn't see it across the plate? I know the ball came across the plate. Yep. I know the catcher's got it in his mitt.
Yep.
But I can't make the call.
Okay.
So it's a no pitch.
Yep.
I don't know if that works.